We're playing basketball. Smash the like button, boys and girls. Happy to have all of you here. Let's get it, boys. It's been a long time coming. I had to reach deep into the closet, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to dust off your suits, boys and girls, and suit up. Okay, 2024 is here. Billy couldn't wait more than 4 days to smash that button, boys and girls. Okay, get your spacesuits on. We're headed to the moon. Got some big time commits today out of the transfer portal. We're going to talk all about them. Fired up about it. You got to be fired up, boys and girls. 12-0. I told you I was going to be telling some lies come March. It might be sooner than that, okay? Just pump the Kool-Aid into the veins. Let's rock and roll. I'm fired up to be here. Some possible more crystal balls coming to you later on. Yes, sir. We're going to talk all about that and maybe a few more. I don't know what Billy's got in store, but boys and girls, happy to have all of you here. Be sure to smash the like button and subscribe. Let's get down to it, to the rundown this evening. So first up, we're going to talk about the linebacker commit in Grayson Howard. Big time pickup. Going to break him down a little bit, give you my thoughts and opinions about him. Then we're going to be talking about Mr. George Gums, the edge rusher out of Northern Illinois. Nothing really popping off the page, but give my thoughts and opinions about that as well. Possible reunion? Little family reunion? Little kumbaya? What do you mean? I don't know. We'll see. More to come. And then a crystal ball, boys. We got to dust that bad boy off because I'm seeing the future and it's looking pretty bright, okay? So buckle up, Buttercup. It's going to be a jam-packed show. Be sure to smash the like button and subscribe. Just surpassed 19.5. Hey, we're on the backside of 19,000 here, boys. We're damn near there. We're tickle flipping away. And here we go. Could we have ourselves a little 48-hour period like we did back in June? Could we see something like that happen over there? I'm just asking. I'm asking you guys. I don't know. You guys might know. I don't know. Let's talk about the first order of business here. The commits that we got ourselves landed today in, again, George Gums, and Grayson Howard. Massive pickup. Love these guys. First one was Grayson Howard. Ripped him right out of South Carolina. This was somebody, again, if you've been following recruiting like we have here, somebody that we were heavily recruiting last year that we obviously missed out on. We were okay with it because of the class that was coming in with Darius Hayes, Miles Graham, Aaron Childs. Hayes ended up going to Miami. Billy said, hold my beer. Jay Bateman leaves. Grayson Howard goes, that's all that I needed to know. That was the problem in the first place, was Jay Bateman was there. Here I come. Again, Grayson is a freshman, only played 1 year at South Carolina, but had a little bit of a run out South Carolina. Showed up a little bit, but you could take a look at his high school film here. I believe he played 11 games at South Carolina while he was there. Had 19 tackles, a tackle for a loss, and a forced fumble. So played a total of 221 snaps. You got to love this pickup here. Obviously, with 3 years of eligibility left as well, too. So there is still some youth, still very young side of the football team. But let's think about who we lost. Scooby Williams. If this is the exchange for Scooby Williams, and I guess in a sense, Darius Hayes, I think we got the upper hand here, boys. Okay, big time W, big time win. Could be, going to be competing for that job with Shamar James, more than likely rotating alongside those guys with Shamar, Aaron Childs. Don't forget Jaden Robinson. So this linebacker room, which at one point looked a little depleted, right, is now starting to. Manny Nunnery is still there as well too. Not sure how he fits into this situation right now, but he is still currently there. So the linebacker room, which again has looked a little gleam, whatever word you want to use over the last 2 years, starting to find its footing. Now, the biggest thing is, which we talked about when Scooby departed, is the youth that is still on this football team. So that is going to be a few question marks. The guys that are coming in, you've got to think they're going to be impact players and are going to be very exciting. Now, the defensive line, that's where is starting to really get beefed up. And not only is it getting beefed up, but it's getting experience as well. So a healthy defensive line, an experienced defensive line, I think will cater to a younger linebacker room, which we're going to get into the cornerback room, which is also looking to get some experience as well, which we talked in the yesterday show a little bit. We're going to allude to that later on in the show. It's my hint for you. So, love me some Grayson Pup Howard, especially somebody who was once close to home. Everyone's trying to say this is tampering. Clearly, he just was homesick. And, as soon as he entered the portal, he knew where he was headed. It was, writing was on the wall. Why else? Why else would he go? Sale is gone. Is this breaking? Y'all traded Scooby for Scrappy. Greg Whitlock, what are you doing here? What's up, Mama? How you doing? Terry Johnson, $4. Says peak character, stretching his arm forward to offer a cup of coffee. Thank you, Terry. I could use some cup of coffee right now. Probably not. Hey, Mr. Nobody, back off my mom. Oh, boys and girls. Good to see all of you here. Also, too, our High Top Sports Recruiting channel, Cody, the professor, did a fantastic breakdown of Mr. Grayson Pup Howard here today. So if you want to go check that out, get some more details about Pup Howard and what he's bringing to the table, go check out that channel because he does a fantastic job there. Now, also added to the table today was George Gums. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Now, take a look quick. Obviously, PFF grades here from Northern Illinois, redshirt sophomore, has some experience under his belt. Looking at the grading here, nothing really getting popping off the page. Got 2 years under his belt, ranking 687th as an edge rusher. So we kind of gave Scooby crap for this yesterday. What I like about this, 6'4", 242, guy's absolutely, he's a freak. I believe he came out of high school as a tight end, was transitioned to a edge rusher. Obviously with some development there, could be a good impact. But I love the depth addition, especially with the losses that we had on the defensive line. Think about this as a recruit replacement, right? Maybe you can label it as a 3-star defensive lineman with some experience under his belt. So you could almost kind of give him a nudge. Look at it more like a JUCO transfer. So could be wrong. Could this guy come out and pop off the page, right? But obviously we got Boone coming back. Would love some Cassius Howell out of Bowling Green. That would be a massive pickup alongside Joey Slackman, alongside LJ McCray, alongside Cam Jackson, alongside Big Dez, right? The D line, like I said, is also starting to come together. So I love this addition here. This, in my opinion, doesn't give you that shock or that splash factor, but think about how the recruiting class finished with only 18 so recruits, and we're going to talk about where we're sitting currently overall in recruiting in just a moment. But think about where it sits and what this addition does to the situation. So I alluded to this when the recruiting season came to a close, when everyone was panicking that we didn't finish. And I said, look, it's a new world where you're able to backfill with a transfer portal. If they do it, it seems that they are doing that. Hey, we've got some areas of need. We have some areas that we missed out on. We missed out on our linebacker, Adarius Hayes. You go fix that with Grayson Howard. Hey, we lost our edge rusher. We also lost a few edge rushers, and not only to the portal in Princely, but also in the recruiting class. What are we going to go do? Boom, got it. Going to go get this guy here, and hopefully this guy here, who's still crystal ball to us at 100% according to On3 and Cassius Howell from Bowling Green. So with all those additions, you get LJ, Cassius, and now George Gums. That's replacing the Princely, right? And we're getting Justice Boone back. TJ Searcy's coming back for another year. So all of a sudden now, that line starting to look a lot healthier, okay? So this to me was a great addition. It was just a piece that's needed. Again, not a splash piece, not an exciting piece, but a piece that was needed to continue to push the ball forward. And look, hey, I'm on board, boys and girls. Y'all been knowing that, but I'm loving it. I'm loving where the direction's going. I'm loving where the mindset's going. Wonder if there is going to be a linebacker coach hiring, or an offensive coordinator hire. Seems kind of quiet right now, but definitely something to keep an eye on as well as things keep moving forward. Yeah, Perry Mason linebacker room has been completely flipped with no linebacker coach. Excuse me. So very interesting breakdown there on how that's working out. Got some defensive lineman commits as well. Again, edge rusher we have a defensive line coach now. So look, I think the season's gonna be won with how the strength and conditioning coach gets to work here in the next few weeks. So maybe that's who's bringing all the guys in. They saw no Nick Craig walk in. They go, hey, I want to go work out with that guy. You know. So Tyreek Sapp, thank you, Tommy Callaway. I'm forgetting some names here, boys. Once it all comes to a close, I'm gonna actually do a full video breakdown of the entire depth chart and just give you my thoughts and my projections so we can kind of get it all an overhead look. You know how we are around here. We're going to be sucked in and dialed into this thing. So losing some names here, right? We've been trying to learn new names, forgetting a few that are on the staff currently. But yeah, man, we got Tyreek Sapp, TJ, these young guys that didn't see a lot of time last year. So we'll see if they make some Kobe Collins, another big one, right? That I forgot about. So look, boys, this defensive line is really starting to look healthy. And these are guys that had some impact last year that I expect to make that sophomore leap heading into next year. So once it all settles, the dust settles, we'll definitely take a look at the entire team, how it looks, who's in what, and give us our thoughts, and we'll grade each position group. Obviously, way too soon without any thoughts, but just what we feel. And it's all going to be A's because that's what we do around here, boys. We pump the sunshine. You know what I'm saying? 400 strong in here, boys and girls. Let's get over 100 likes. I love you. I appreciate you. Before we hop into the future, we've got some other possible commits happening, some crystal balls, and then some news dropped. I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions about some guys that people were looking or alluding to, and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions about it. But let's take a look at the recruiting ranking now. So as with those two commits today, this puts us in, what's going on here? Excuse me. I apologize for that. This puts us at, counting the game day. This puts us right, golly, son, what is going on? This puts us at, for the overall recruiting, 14 now with 24 commits. So we were sitting at, what was it, like 18, I believe? Again, when we were projecting where we would finish for the recruiting class, we were thinking 25, 26. This was without the portal, mind you, okay? Now we're sitting here at a smooth 24 with those additions in the transfer portal. So we'll take a look now, giving us a 269.27 with still an overall rating. Again, this is including the transfer portal now, guys, that is added to this class. So, again, DJ Lagway leading the way, LJ Miles, Fletcher Westfall, Aaron Childs. Fletcher really climbed up the rankings there, didn't he? Ooh, I'm excited for that. Nice little offensive tackle. Remember that offensive tackle with Fletcher Westfall on top of the offensive tackles that we had visiting from Arkansas alongside Braden Crenshaw. He's also an offensive tackle alongside Austin Barber, guys that are currently there still to this day. And Michael Tarquin is still, we're leading the way as well on this. Mike Williams, another offensive tackle. These guys can be moved around, though, so let's not get too carried away. And then, of course, the 6 transfers that have arrived in Florida. And there's still a lot of guys that are visiting. We talked yesterday. I think there's 4 or 5 guys. Another one visited today, which we're going to talk about, that have not committed yet. So this week can continue to get better. And we could see about maybe 10 plus, maybe commits from the transfer portal, which with a 18 plus recruiting class plus 10 in the transfer portal, we're sitting at that 28 mark. Things are looking pretty solid. We've got almost 20 in the transfer portal, I believe. I can pull that up here in just a moment. A nice little transition here. I know a lot of people are freaking out about who's leaving, but I think we've kind of hashed that out. The only person that a lot of us were kind of like up in arms about was probably Princely and Trevor Etienne. I know some people had, and Jaden Hill, I think that some people had some question marks there, but I think Harris has done a great job in the portal thus far, getting people to visit. We've got 1 commit. We'll love a few more to fall. Then it would make up for it. Keeping Jason Marshall, I think, is a big component to that. Obviously, the young guys that we recruited last year and guys coming in this year as well, too. We'll see how all of it levels itself out as obviously this goes on. But look, I expect this thing to heat up in the next few days because I've been mentioning this on multiple shows that they have to be enrolled before, I don't know exactly, they probably like 15th, 17th of January because that's when the next semester starts. So these kids are going to sign here soon. These things are going to get rowdy. I'm also going to do a little segment here in just a little bit. I call it the bookmark segment because things on Twitter pop up and I don't have the time to read it. So I bookmarked it because I thought it was interesting. And then we're going to read it and go over it ourselves and talk about it. Next up is offensive lineman. So this guy hit the portal today, Nolan Rucci, I believe. And I tweeted it. I go, hey, Graham, go do your job. 5-star offensive tackle when he came out of high school in 2021. Hasn't seen much playing time since playing at Wisconsin. Obviously, they had a coaching change with Luke Fickell. Graham Mertz left. I'm sure these guys were in shambles. Didn't know what to do with themselves. So not much playing time. Has a lot of time, has some time left still to play. Where he will go, a lot of people are kind of like obviously beating down this door. With what we've already got in the transfer portal on the offensive tackle side, he did move to the inside offensive lineman. So there is something interesting there. Given his mullet, he's cool with me. I would take him in a heartbeat. But I don't, as much as we as fans like to get a little rowdy, I saw this panic. The reason why I got rowdy, obviously, because of the Wisconsin connection, right? We already got one guy from Wisconsin, Shamir DK. Why not go get another one? But these guys obviously didn't play with Graham. Didn't even play the year he was there. So how much of a connection is there really there? Probably not too much. So if there's anybody getting worked up with this, I wouldn't. But could be surprised. There's no smoke here. It was just simply fans being fans, right? We see the Wisconsin logo. We see an offensive lineman. We need offensive linemen. A plus B equals C. Hey, what's happening? So I figured I'd take a look at it and see what was going on, but I don't think there's any possibility here. Look, if I'm wrong, hey, 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 I'll take it, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Next up, crystal ball boys. Hey, just landed the airplane today. Okay, Lane flew him in his private jet. Actually, Kirby flew him in his helicopter, dropped him off for us on the way to pick up Ole Miss's running back. That is Yam Banks, ladies and gentlemen. And honestly, I just want him because of the name, Yam Banks. I mean, phenomenal name. South Alabama safe cornerback, not safety. Don't forget the safety, Joyd. Don't remember his name, but he was crystal ball to us. Couldn't make it because of something. We go, no problem. We'll go get the cornerback. No big deal. So South Alabama is apparently our fertile ground now where we're plucking guys. He, as you can see, has been crystal ball 100% to Florida as he is headed there today. As of now, when he showed up, I don't know. This could be dropping within the next 24 to 48 hours. The reason I say that is just based on what we saw, what happened. We had crystal balls yesterday, and we had a few that dropped today. So, look, I wouldn't mind 2 a day for the rest of the week. I'm here. I got nothing to do. You know what I mean? I'm buckled in and ready to rock and roll. So, we'll see. I think this is going to be a huge pickup if we're able to, again, add to this cornerback room. Don't forget the names we mentioned yesterday. There are a few more crystal balls. I don't remember them. Maybe I still have it pulled up from yesterday's show. Let me see. I probably do. I do. The ones from yesterday were DJ Douglas from, I don't remember where, but I'm pretty sure he was a corner safety as well. And then there's also the one from UCLA. He's currently committed to USC, I think. And he's visiting. Same thing with Ratcliffe. So 2 of those guys are they're currently committed somewhere, but they're visiting here currently. So very interesting. It's something to note about the addition of George Gums. He was committed to Cincinnati. So we flipped him from Cincinnati. So if anybody's questioning, hey, are we going to be able to flip that guy from USC? We've already done it with Gums. So it's possible we could flip ourselves another one from another school. So like it. Like how aggressive we're being. We'll make sure we need to get these guys to sign, because if these guys are flipping like that, let's not just get them to commit. Let's get them to sign. Let's get them locked in. Let's pay the bills. Okay? Let's lock it and load it. 500 people strong in here, boys and girls. Again, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe. Happy to have all of you here today, boys and girls. Good to see you. So, a couple of interesting things. Quishon Judkins, running back from Ole Miss, who had a pretty stellar year last year, has entered into the portal as well. And some interesting things were written. Shannon Terry, CEO of On3, tweeted, Judkins has an On3 NIL evaluation of $535,000. Now, for anybody asking what that is just the valuation that On3 places on these guys based on, I mean, look, I think it's what they're saying, what their salary cap or what their value is on the market, right? As an NFL player, like, hey, this person should get paid X amount per year. But they're not coming out and saying that blatantly, so they try to make it sound as if, hey, this is what they can sign up for. This is the amount that they should be able to bargain for advertising deals. So $500,000 is where they should be, bringing in worth of NIL evaluation. That's not how it's going. It's basically they're asking like, hey, this is what I'm worth. Are you going to pay me that? He's saying, Shannon tweeted, I suspect he's asking for 2 to 3 times his value. Even in this climate, hard to see a running back command a $1 million deal. Decisions for all involved. And this is exactly what I was stating just the other day when everyone was freaking out about Trevor Etienne. I've been stating, I said it yesterday on Wednesday's show, running backs are dime a dozen. You saw it in the NFL, and now it's happening once again in the college landscape where, look, we love these guys. It's they're great football players, but I'm not going to go pay you X when I'd rather go spend that money on an edge rusher or an offensive lineman. An offensive lineman's value is increasing tremendously, okay, especially in college football. So, yes, you're a star player. I need you, but there's a lot of you, and supply and demand. College Football Report also tweeted out shortly after, says, Judkins into the portal was a mutual parting urged by Ole Miss. There were several issues with Judkins where he reportedly yelled at his offensive lineman and was at times disruptive. He went to Lane Kiffin's offense during the offseason to tell him what changes he wanted to see in the offense. Info via Spirit Chuck, Old Miss Spirit. Now, take these things with a grain of salt. It's Twitter. I know this stuff moves quickly, but I'm pretty sure Jackson Dart tweeted something kind of cryptic as well. So little drama there in Ole Miss. And the reason why I also wanted to bring this up is somebody who was supposed to be positive in the chat, I won't mention any names, sorely, asked a question about, hey, if, Lane's spending all this money in the transfer portal, why can't we? Why can't Florida keep up? And I spoke to, well, look, the budget's being allocated, it seems maybe a little bit differently, where the recruiting class for Ole Miss wasn't that fantastic, but all the money spent on the transfer portal, kind of like all-in mentality, where Florida may be taking more of a long-term approach and spreading the wealth across the board. And then this happens. So what does that tell you? The money was spent. They had no more left to keep the guys that were close to in-house. Like, hey, we gave it all away. I thought we were cool. and we ain't got nothing left. So we're all getting mad that Billy's not spending the money, but you got to manage your budget, boys. Now Ole Miss is in credit card debt with nowhere to go. So we'll see. Look, man, everybody's losing everybody. And that's the other thing too, right? It's as you're watching this fall, South Carolina's getting guys plucked away from then. USC, nobody's talking about it, but I wanted to take a little bit of a dive into it because I feel like it's just a floodgate of people leaving, and I heard about too many people going back in. I kind of want to see the update on that, but let me say hey to the chat for a moment. 600 people in here. Happy to have all of you here. Good to see you, boys and girls, as always. Eason, Stark, Sheldon. It's Shelton with a T, but thank you. Who's the next linebacker coach? We know you have Miles Cram's number and knows who it is. Billy asked him who they want. I don't know who it is. I do not know who it is. I don't mind not knowing who it is either. Oh, biggest news of the day is about the NCAA football video game will be released during the national championship. Wait, hold on, buddy. The game will be released, or like they're like advertising it, like announcing it, like not released, like where you can buy it, but announcing it. Because once that bad boy is released sometime this summer, we might have to have a day where I fire up the stream, I play everybody. Like, we just line this bad boy up. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like, what's up? Hey, Mad Mondays, but College Mondays, we'll figure out a name for it. But double check on that. I thought it was going to release like in June. But we'll see. Real quick, I know you guys are all here for some Gator stuff, but college football, obviously, I love it here, and I like to keep tabs on everything. It's all interesting to me. I do want to see what's going on with USC. I feel like they've lost a few. Might take me a minute. They gotta, they're down the list, I'm sure. And they're going into the Big Ten. Whoo, buddy. Okay, they've had 21 guys leave and have had 9 come in. Okay, so they're not as bad as I thought. Not as bad as I thought. Florida's had 21 leave, and again 6 come out. Now I do want to show you something according to On3. Here is something that's interesting to look at. So we've had 21 transfers leave with an average player rating of 70. Hear me out. An average player rating of 70. Let me pull this up so you guys can actually see this. So I'm not just, you don't think I'm lying to you. Let me pull this bad boy up for y'all real quick. And then we'll talk all about it. All right, so you take a look here. Here is where we sit. So 6 and then 21. So 70 is the average player rating, which we talk about that all the time with the recruiting class. Currently, the overall recruiting class sits at 90. And what has came in is 80. Now, obviously, there's still quality there that needs to be, or quantity, that needs to be replaced. But still, you've got a much better production coming back into the football field. Something else that's interesting, too, is that this NIL adjusted value, again, I think this to me feels like a budget kind of thing. We're at 7.1 now, I guess, of where that class is. I'm not quite sure how to comprehend that. You guys kind of take that as you will. But maybe this is the money we have left over. I don't know. We've had 19 3-star leaves and 2 4-star leaves, and we've replaced it with 5 3-stars and 1 4-star. So again, higher player rating, but kind of interesting to look at when you break it down like that. Well, alrighty here. Game's not coming out till June, and I will be ready. Okay, all right. That's what I thought. Happy New Year, spacesuit. You know, it feels good. Feels good to get it back on. Feels good to get it back on for sure. Shelton, I will wash you. You will lose, Shelton. Good to see you guys. Happy to have all you guys here. Shelton, what have you heard about the tackle from LSU? Ooh, there was the offensive tackle from LSU that we reached out to. I saw that as well too. I haven't heard anything more, but I did see that we reached out. That's all that I know. But I think a lot of our people are probably reaching out. So I did see that we did reach out to the 5-star tackle. Maybe what I should do next time is have a countdown towards the release of the game. we can all cheer for and wait on. Well, boys and girls, happy Thursday to you. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I love a good improv live show. Anytime we get a big time commit. You know what was funny is, you know, obviously there was rumblings that we would get a commit. And I thought about like last night making the video, having it ready to drop. I was like, it's probably not going to happen till the weekend. Sure enough, there it is. Boom. But I like a good live, I like a good improv live. Throw on the suit, be ready to rock and roll. And I love when you guys hop in here. So be sure again to smash the like button. Happy to have all you guys always come in and hang out with us. Keep the bell turned on this week, boys, because if things get rowdy, we're going to be tuning in, ready to rock and roll. You don't want to miss it. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Be good, like, and subscribe. See ya.